Yeah, John obviously lives near the airport. You probably heard it in the background. He's a great Australian, a terrific person. We stayed with him at the end of our first Harley Davidson ride across the States in their home. The whole group of us, we looked very untidy, and they were the best hosts. So really terrific people, and great to have John on board with the interviews. Now, Mandy.
We've got some emails here, Anthony, and I've got one from Ebony Hughes, who wants to know, what are my rights when it comes to getting a building inspection carried out before I put an offer on a house?
There's a lot of misconceptions about the rights. Basically, a vendor, an owner of a property, can refuse access to anybody they choose. So whereas the purchaser may and often does demand a building inspection, the only way that that can actually be achieved is by putting any offer on a property of purchase subject to the building inspection. Now the difficulty with that, Mandy, as you know, is that the owner of the property, if they've got 2 or 3 other offers not subject to a building inspection, will normally go for the contract that is the simplest, most straightforward set of conditions. And if there was a choice between at the same sort of price and settlement dates and conditions, apart from one's subject to a building report and one's not, more often than not, they'll go with the one that's not subject to the report. If then you intend to use your cooling off period, which is a common way to deal with this, to look through the property, it's probably wise to preempt that with the agent or the owner to just say, look, I may need a building inspection, will that be okay? Because it is possible that the vendor, the owner of the property, would just say no, which means then you're faced with the prospect of either cooling off on the property or proceeding without a building inspection. So great question, and one that comes up quite often.
Hope that answers your question, Ebony.
Now, just in terms of the interview with Katrina, I just wanted to point out that for under $500,000 in Adelaide, you can still buy a property that's as good as that. Don't you find that amazing? That
is amazing. It's a really beautiful property, and it is under $500,000, and I think it's a great buy.
So for those of you that have been out there looking, be sure to look that up over in Clemswick, and Lou would be more than happy to take you through. Thanks, Mandy.
You're welcome, Anthony.
It's been terrific. Now let's go and see some hot properties.